I don't know how to start a podcast.
I don't know how to start a podcast either. So we're just going to start a podcast because we're new here.
We're new here. Hi, all.
Hi.
Welcome to Makers, Owners, Mothers.
Also known as Momco podcast.
Yes, I'm Jessica, or you can call me Jess.
I'm Anna.
And we're trying to start this thing because we realize there's a need.
There is a need. As small business owners and new mothers, there's actually a lot of parallels between the two. Because there was a lot of things, like when I was pregnant and when you were pregnant, there was a lot of things that we would be like, oh my God, this is normal. Oh my God, this is normal. Because there's just not a lot of information out there. And I feel like even with starting your own small business, there's not a lot out there. We both studied business in college, and I feel like there was this huge gap with small businesses.
Yeah.
And education on small business and entrepreneurship. And maybe that's changed now because college was, 12 years ago for me.
I don't even know math. Graduated in 2019.
Still.
So a while ago.
7 years for you.
And even then when we were studying it, it's not into the digital age anymore,
right.
too. And like how to market for that, because I did marketing and it's totally different.
Honestly, the other thing too is there was a lot of professors that were set in their old school ways because that's what they knew.
And it was more working
adapting
for a corporation, like a giant corporation. And in our area, there's not many of those. And if they are, it's like oversaturated. So if you wanted to start a small business and just start from the ground up, there's nothing really on it. Yeah. You have to Google your way through it.
I did work for a Fortune 500 company, and that's basically what they told you were going to do in college. Go to work for a Fortune 500 company and you might get into middle management and that'll be your life. But it was soul draining. And then I opened my own business. I did my own business and I was like, oh, there's this fulfillment, but also I don't know what I'm doing and I don't have anyone to guide me on what I'm doing. What do I do?
You just fake it till you make it and keep going.
Also, there's going to be a lot of swearing.
Oh, yeah. What the fuck do we do?
Yeah, that's more accurate. It's like, how the fuck do we do this? What do we do? And motherhood, same
boat
feelings.
Because it's right? When you research it or read books, it's like big picture concepts. And when you ask your doctor, oh, it's normal and blah, blah, blah. Sometimes it's not.
No.
Sometimes it's a fucking shit show.
Yeah. And my favorite's where you get you start Googling things and you're like, okay, I understand this. And then you find that one article that counters it and you're like, which is the reliable source? I don't know. Which one do I trust? So the podcast is to help navigate the trials and what do we call it?
Just navigating life, honestly, with motherhood.
Pregnancy,
and,
motherhood,
small business, craft
fairs.
All the things.
All the things.
We're here to stumble along with you. And if you're just stumbling along, you found us.
Yeah.
We're great. We'll be your biggest cheerleaders on this journey. So, yeah, everybody, let's meet Anna. Anna, who are you?
Well, I run the Earring Empress. So I do handcrafted earrings and all kinds of styles, all kinds of materials, everything I can basically get my hands on. My whole philosophy is that I have something for everybody at a price point that is reasonable for everybody too. I started making earrings when I was about, I think it was 10 or 12 years old. And I got what they call costochondritis for my ribs and my sternum separated and all the cartilage in between got torn. So I was home a lot from school and my mom was like, we got to do something with your time. So I started making earrings then, but I didn't start selling them really until later on. And then 2020, I was doing that corporate gig and unhappy. And my husband was like, what do you want to do? And I was like, this is what I want to do. And he was like, so do it, try it. If it doesn't work, you can always come back or go back to work or do whatever. And it's been 6 years in January.
That's crazy.
So that's who I am. And now I have a 1-month-old baby girl and that's insane too.
It goes by fast.
It goes by so fast and but it's crazy. It's oh yeah, I'm a mom now. Wild. So that's me. Anything else you can think of I need to tell them?
I don't know. Maybe our ages maybe? Is that relatable?
Yeah. I mean, I'm 35. I'm an old mom.
No, she's not an old mom. She's a hot mom. I guess I'll go.
Yeah.
Hi, my name's Jess. I am 29 and feeling fine. I'll be 30 in June. I currently work for just a financial institution in our area doing marketing. And then I started a hand-painted pottery business called Curated Character. And I started that in 2023. But I kind of started it before. I've always been a crafter too. So that's where Anna and I kind of got into it. I've done like, you name it, I've tried it all. And then how it really came to be is just a whole big thing now. That's how I met Anna and all that stuff. And we'll kind of tell you our history of how we met each other. I'm also a mom of a 7-month-old girl. So we both have little girlies together and we're very excited about that. And my husband as well. I've been married to him since 2022. So what is that? 3 years now. Married him. He's pretty cool. And that's kind of my life. I'm just a mommy.
Yeah, it's just like
that's my personality.
We're just momco. We're makers, owners, and mothers. We like to make things, and we're moms.
And we're moms.
That's the life.
Yeah. Let's dive into how we met. I love this story.
Forced my friendship on you.
I wouldn't say forced.
But no, I think it was 2 years ago, and I bought the EW mug because it's hard to find. And I was like, this is really cool. And then I was like, she's really nice. Is she actually this nice? So then we started noticing that we were running the same circles as far as craft fairs were going.
In our area, that's kind of like a smaller...
It's a small community.
Yeah, especially in craft fair land is what I call it, craft land.
Yeah.
You end up knowing the community. It's honestly a crazy community.
It
if
is.
Think about it. I think it should be like a comedy show like The Office because there are so many different characters.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
So many.
It really is.
There's like hobbyist people and then there's people that want to trade and then there's people that actually treat it as a business where you and we treat it like a business as I feel you should go into it. Like, yes, you love what you do, but you're also like, at the end of the day, I want goals. I want profit. That's basically why you're there. You're not just like dilly-dallying and wasting a Saturday and a Sunday for no reason.
No, you're building that clientele. You're building the business. You're building the reputation. You're building the name. It's like that Ron Swanson quote, you never half-ass two things. You always whole-ass one thing.
Yes.
And that's totally it. So,
and I think that's where our friendship was like, we're just very driven in that aspect. If we're going to go all in, we go all in.
And that's why we're all in on this podcast.
We go all in.
We really do. And then we finally said, I think it was after like 4 or 5 craft fairs, and our husbands met briefly, and then it was like, we need to go have dinner. I don't think you and
I don't know how to make adult friends, so this was like a big deal.
Yeah,
same. So I was like, I'm like, play it cool.
Adult friends, right? You guys are gonna really get along. He's really nice.
And you know when you force 2 husbands together, it doesn't always work out.
Well, right now they're playing Warhammer together, so I think it's fine.
They're magical besties now, that's very rare when both couples get along.
Yeah. And so it was just like this instant connection. And so then it's just
serendipitous is what I would say.
Well, and then you got pregnant.
Yes.
At that point, no, we were actively trying. And
I
was
think
like,
you were talking about that everything, and you're like, oh, what's your plan? I was like, I'm pregnant.
We were, yes. I was like,
because you wanted to go on a trip or something. I'm like,
going to Texas
in
May. Came back from Texas, literally got pregnant. And then when I called you and told you we were having a girl,
I screamed.
I think you were more excited than Casey.
Oh yeah, I screamed because like it's one thing when like everybody I've known was having a boy at the same time. So you're like, oh, that's great. Like, you know how they do. They're like, oh, boyfriends automatically or
boy dad, boy mom.
It's very, I would say it's very different, right?
It's very different.
Even from the beginning.
Yeah.
So when we both have the same gender, I was like, oh my gosh, not that it's a big deal, but I feel it brings us closer, and I feel like they're going to have
connection.
That little girl best friend bond is so different from, I think, little boy best friend bond.
I think so too. And also they're probably going to like want to do the same things and be like the same stuff. And maybe they'll take over our crafting businesses.
I have arthritis and can't carry a bin anymore.
I feel like it's going to, what would be funny is if your daughter was like, I want to make earrings. And my daughter was like, I want to paint pottery, which is entirely possible.
Or they just want to work for corporate America and we're like, why did we even do this?
Or they're like, we're going to do this other craft completely. So back to our daughters, though. The coolest thing is our daughters are 6 months minus 1 day to the minute apart. And I just remember being like,
When you told me the time, I was like, wow, mine was that time. And then you told me the minute. I'm like, hold on. I'm like, that's the exact same
time. Yes, same time, same minute, everything. The only thing is I'm like, gosh, my girl couldn't hold on to one more day because then it would have been like
she needs her own day.
She needs her own day. That's fair.
She needs her own day. Yeah.
There's going to be a weekend where it's like Saturday, Sunday, back to back. Our girls are, well, I guess they're 6 months apart, so it'll be fine, but still. Like, it's my half birthday. Like, hey. So that was crazy. That was pretty
cool.
Yeah.
You can't really control the time.
No.
That's exactly what the nurses call it.
Yeah. At like 2:00 in the morning. Well, and we went in, and then we'll get into that. But we went in so early, and I'm like, I would have this baby by the afternoon.
No.
But that's another episode.
Birth.
So I already talked about history of my business. You should talk about yours.
You didn't really dive deeper. You kind of
literally talked about why I started it.
I kind of did too, but I'll kind of go back. So originally started curated character doing wedding trays, but that was kind of like a hobby. But then when I really went headfirst into like curated character, it was my dog needed surgery. I got a puppy. His name's Pony Boy. He's a golden retriever.
He's adorable.
But 6 months old, he needed surgery because he had a talk. And then one night when I was making like his medication rounds, I thought of like, how can we? $6,000 was a lot for new couple.
That's a lot, no matter who you are. Like,
and that was his surgery. It was $6,000, and I was like, maybe I can turn my little hobby into a full-fledged business. So then that's when, like, a month later, I started just signing up for every craft fair.
Yeah, and
I came up with my design. If you see it, it's like a
signature. Yeah,
it's like a solid mixed with an organic print. Is kind of what I do. It's kind of hard to explain, but I'll show you pictures one day.
Next time we'll bring up specimens
Maybe we'll drink out of my stuff.
I know. Why am I drinking out of my Yeti?
I'm bad at promoting.
I should have.
But that's how curated character is born. Is basically from my dog Pony Boy.
I love it. I already talked about how it.
You went into the origin story, the lore of Earring Empress.
Yeah. So did you have any other questions about it?
You weren't always Earring Empress.
No, I was.
You changed around a little bit too. I changed
it, yeah. Well, because it was originally like my last name and creations, and then I'm like, I'm getting too big. But the other thing that I didn't like about having Corkery Creations be it didn't say what I was doing.
Mm.
And I get people to be like, "Where's the cork stuff?" And I'm like,
"Oh yeah," you're like, "That's me." No.
But then I was like, one day Casey was like, "You have so many earrings, it's like an empire." And so I was like,
"Oh, I didn't know that actually."
Yeah.
Casey
we talked about the earring empire. And so then I was like, why am I not the earring empress? And then I looked into it, and it hadn't like been taken by anybody. So then I got into like the whole, I hired someone to do my logo, and then I got it copyrighted or trademarked, whatever. I got it trademarked and all this stuff, which that is an ordeal. But yeah, so then it was like the whole empire thing, and then Earring Empress, because it tells you what we are. Mm-hmm. The name tells you what we are, what our mission, like basically what our mission is, like, and that's it. So although I do get the Earring Express, people say express all the time, and I'm like,
can you read?
That's an M, and there's a crown.
Yeah.
Like, but you know what? Your money's good, so it's fine.
Yeah.
You want to call
I've always loved your name, and I've kind of been jealous that you kind of specified. Because I'm like, maybe I should have put like pottery or ceramics in it. Because I get people asking, is it hand
curated ceramics
or something like that? It doesn't ring as much, but I picked that name too because I'm like, obviously it wasn't taken. I've never heard people use curated at all. Now it's getting used all over the place in our area.
Really?
Oh yeah, I see it all the time. I'm like, another curated something. It's like curated coffee.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. But I picked it so I could expand if I wanted to, if I changed my mind. But I'm always jealous because you look at it on a list, you're like, I know what she's going to sell.
Yeah.
Mine is like, good fucking luck. What are you selling?
But
character?
But sometimes people see that and then they're curious and it sparks curiosity and then they dive into it.
That's true.
So there's,
and
pros and cons to
everything. Do like my name.
And if you like it doesn't matter.
I know. We'll tell you that too. It doesn't matter what others think.
It doesn't matter. Yeah.
As long as you're happy with it.
And that's true in business and motherhood. All right. Next thing. How we met the DADs, the Delulu Attentive Dudes, which are our husbands.
The dads, if you will.
We're calling them the Delusional Attentive Dudes, or Delulu. I like Delulu. but we haven't really decided confirmed on that.
I think Casey came up with that name too.
He did. He's so clever.
Why is he not in marketing?
He's too shy.
My career will take him.
He's too shy.
You go first.
The
Yours
dads.
is longer.
It's not that long.
Well, like your relationship's longer.
Yeah, I guess. We met, so my husband and I, we went to Shadle Park High School together. And I actually met him first day of my freshman year. I was 14, he was a junior, he was 16, and he was actually dating one of my friends. We stayed friends all through high school. We ended up staying friends through college. I even dated his roommate in college for a while because he set me up with him. Long story short, 9.5 years goes by, and like
long story short,
long story short, 9.5 years go by, and like we stayed in touch pretty much the entire time, except for maybe like the last year or so, and then just randomly like reached out, and then we got together, and then it was like, oh, this kind of works, and then we actually got I found my person, and then it was like that was. Actually, 12 years ago today, we had our first date.
Shut up. You had your date in March, too?
Yeah.
We had our date in March.
What day?
The 19th.
It was the 21st for us. Oh, my God.
Hey, look how serendipitous.
It's so weird. No, 12 years ago, actually, today, we had our first date. And,
that's crazy. Well,
yeah.
Happy first date anniversary.
Happy first date anniversary.
Do you still tell your husband that? Because I still tell mine.
No, but
I'm going
to. I'm going to. And now we have a daughter.
Isn't that crazy? Like, you went on a date with one person and you're like, oh, I can marry this person and have babies with them. It's like a literal stranger.
I literally can't. So I literally, like, when I ran into my friends after I went on this date, because I was living out at Eastern and we lived in the dorms, and it was after classes, and I got together with my friends, and I was like, they asked, how was your date? You got together with your friend from high school, how did it go? And I was like, well, it was a date. And they were like, oh, well, that's how did it go? And I'm like, I'm gonna marry him. Aww. And they were like, you're fucking crazy. They literally told me I was fucking crazy.
No, you're not crazy. You're in
these
love.
Are like, and these are like two of my best friends too, even to this day.
Everything lines up, and you're like, this is my person.
This is my person. Yeah.
Like, even the ridiculous thing, it's like, it's
okay. Like, you know what? It's fine.
Yeah, it's my fine. Person.
I get it. Everybody's got their thing too, right? Mm-hmm. But so 12 years ago, we've been married for like almost 8.5, and we just had our first baby last month.
And she's like, I'm not biased.
I married my best friend, and I married my best friend of almost 10 years, so it was great. And now we've known each other for 21.
Holy chalupa.
Years. 22 years. It'll be 22 years in September.
Have you known him longer than not knowing him, right?
Yeah.
Dang.
Because I'm 35, and I met him when I was 14. So I can't do the math. What is that? How many years is that? What's 35 minus 14? 21 years. 21 years. It'll be 21 years in September, so I've known him for 20 years. Yeah, so I've known him a lot longer.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy. But it's great.
He's awesome.
Yeah. So, tell us about your Delulu attentive dude.
My dad, not my dad, my DAD, but my husband is named David. I actually met him very, 80s style. I met him in the mall.
Oh my God. Let's go to the mall and meet our husbands.
So I was working at a retail store. Also RIP to Rue 21.
Did that really go?
Yeah, it's gone. It went under. Not Forever
21 and Rue 21. I remember Rue 21.
And they're not related to each other. Fun fact of the day.
Weird.
And his store was Best Buy Mobile. So when Best Buy was super big, they had little mobile stations.
Did you know that my husband worked at Best Buy Mobile at Northtown?
Yes.
And yours worked at the Valley?
Mm-hmm. And they were like, how did we not meet? And they're like, dude, I don't know.
They probably did.
And David was probably just stoned out of his mind.
This is like when Casey and I realized that we grew up 2 blocks from each other and rode bikes in the same neighborhood. And we're like, how did we not? We probably did. And we went to the same elementary school. We were two years apart.
Oh, you definitely ran it. You definitely saw him probably eating a sandwich in the cafeteria or something.
Maybe.
Where was I? Oh, yeah. I met him in the mall.
Best Buy Mobile.
we work next door to each other, so I'd pass by him every day. And when I got that job, that was my first job right out of high school.
He's dreamy.
Straight up. I saw him one day.
Really?
And I was like, that's my mall husband. In my head. Because I was always this person. I always had little crushes. And I'd just be like,
oh my gosh.
That's my coffee husband at my coffee stand. That's my mall husband. That's just
my work husband.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so when people be like, oh, how's work and everything? I'm like, my mall husband glanced at me. It's kind of what I did.
Oh my gosh.
But like fast forward, that was like 2019.
Okay, so how old were you?
I was 19 years old. And I saw my husband.
I guess I called him my mom
husband. Yeah. And so I just walked by him every day. I also nannied, so I'd always bring baked goods to my work. So then my friend started working with him. Her name's Aubrey. Shout out Aubrey. And I'd give her some baked goods, and so he'd just be there and
go
things
in
like,
there
yeah.
and be like,
and then I started working up in the company. So I like how it was working up. And I'm brainwashed. I did stock. That was working up from seasonal associate to doing
hey
stock.
Man, whatever.
But I was making the bucks, so I'd walk by him all the time when I did my trash run, so it was always embarrassing.
You're
so
just like
taking out the trash, and he'd always have to say something silly or things like that, and it's really cute. Also, I thought his name was Brad. Straight up thought his name was Brad. My friend
he doesn't even look like a Brad.
He says the same, and he was very offended when he found that out.
That's right. You were telling. So when did you find out what his actual name was?
When he handed. No, I actually was talking to my friend about switching my phone plan because I was like wanting to.
Were you trying to find an excuse to go into Best Buy Mobile to?
Yes.
I said that jokingly. Like
no, I didn't.
I was saying that like.
So my friend's like, hey. I need like bonus points or something like that. Can I just like talk and do a rundown with you? I'm like, sure. And I'm like, that's an excuse to talk to my mall husband is what I told her. So I was like, it's great. And then we started talking, and then we would walk on lunch breaks together, and I always get Subway cookies, and you'd always see me. That's when I was really skinny, and I loved the white chocolate raspberry cookies. So
I remember those.
Yes, they were delicious. Yeah. And then one day he put down his number and gave me cookies, my favorite cookies, and it said Brad crossed out David phone number. We should hang out sometime. And then I still have that wrapper.
Do you?
Yes.
Oh my god, that's adorable.
And then our first date was great. He said he was like a cliff diver and like super adventurous and like he was very full. Yeah.
I know him. And, this is not true. None of this is true.
But I sat there and I was like, it's okay. It's my husband. He
lied.
He's a little cheeky. He has cliff jumped. He will tell you that. And I have seen him do it. But it's not like
as being cheeky. He was
trying so hard to impress me, and I had broccoli in my teeth too, mind you. So we were both trying to impress each other, and I was failing.
See, that was the great thing with my husband is like we knew each other, so I didn't have to try to impress him.
I did. I had to try to impress mine because I was like, this man is so gorgeous. I have to keep him. And he's like, you thought I was gorgeous. He's like, you were drop dead pretty. I was like, he's like, I was a 7.
And then there's your baby.
And our baby is adorable. So that's how we met. Then we got married in 2022. And we kind of got engaged because he went to basic training, and then he realized, he also didn't think he was a marriage material person. In my head, I was like, he's going to marry me. It's fine.
It's such.
I was a very patient woman, is what I'm learning, still to this day. And so got engaged after basic, married in 2022, and then had our baby last August. And here we are. We're just moms now with some dads.
Yeah. And you know what? This actually goes into the next topic of where we are in our motherhood journey. So I have a 1-month-old.
That's all you have to say.
That's all I have to say. The bags under my eyes, covered by concealer. They look okay, but I know that they're big right now. But still. 1-month-old. So that's where I am at. So this is the whole like figuring out postpartum, getting past the baby blues.
Yes.
Coming up with a sleep schedule for mom and dad and just trying to figure out a routine, which we are definitely getting there. But, oh my God, it's hard.
Yeah.
1-month-old, hard. And she's hitting that purple crying phase.
Sorry.
Where she's just like...
It sucks.
Sometimes she's just inconsolable. We've noticed it really in the last few days, but...
She's still getting used to her body.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. She's just...
Gassy, sassy.
Yep.
That's happened.
Yep.
I, again, have a 7-month-old. So not far ahead from you, but like I can be like kind of a little sneak peek for you, but not like I am a wealth of knowledge. It's just like fuck around and find out. It's kind of been my parenting motto, and I think that's where we're helpful on this podcast is we're just fucking around and finding out.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think that's also why we're kind of relatable, because if you're a mom, you've already either been through our situation or you're pregnant and you want to know more. We're here for you.
Or you're thinking about having kids.
Yeah, when also wanting to birth a business, we're here for you, because they are so intertwined.
So intertwined. And like I said in the beginning of this, I didn't realize the amount of parallels.
So many.
Until it was brought to my attention.
And so many nobody told me scenarios. Yes. Yep. So that's why we created this.
Yep.
And we hope you like this first episode so far.
Yeah.
I think.
I don't know. I think it went okay.
I think it went great. All I know is I'm pretty hungry.
I am too.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll let you all go. I don't know how to end this.
Well, I think we wanted to dedicate our podcast to our girls.
Yes.
And I hope one day this helps them. Maybe they'll look back and they'll be like, our moms are crazy. Or maybe they'll be like,
crazy cool.
This is so sweet. They'll have to be like past the teenage point though. Like they need to be like our age and they'll watch this.
Yeah, they really won't appreciate it.
They won't appreciate it until they're
58.
They won't appreciate it until they have children or they birth a business.
Well,
but we're dedicating this to our girls.
Yes.
And
we love you guys.
Okay.
Bye.
Hi, Jessica here. Thank you all for listening to our first episode of Momco Podcast. We appreciate you all. And be sure to follow us on social media at Momco Podcast and visit our website, momcopodcast.com, and email us with any and all questions you may have. We'd love to hear your feedback. And be sure to listen to wherever you get your podcasts. Thank you all. Bye.